John McCain's new attack on Obama, that Obama's getting a free ride from the media. In a new web ad, McCain blasts the media for what the campaign says is glowing coverage and a love affair with Obama. Not surprisingly, right-wing radio host Rush Limbaugh jumping in on this as well.
There has to be a backlash, folks, on this media coverage of the Messiah. There just has to be a backlash against the drive-by media. Mikhail Gorbachev, Lenin, Stalin never got this kind of coverage from their media. And they owned it. And they dictated to it. I mean, this is amazing that McCain gets off the plane in New Hampshire yesterday with one reporter and one cameraman.
So McCain challenges Obama to go abroad, and now McCain and some of his lackeys are upset that the media is covering the trip. Back with us, General Wesley Clark, Judge Catherine Cryer, and Tara Wall from the Washington Times. I mean, Tara, look, you have to concede, don't you, that no matter how you slice it, no matter how you cover it, this Obama trip is going well for Obama.
Well, I concede to a point. Quite frankly, I thought he butchered his way through that speech today. I mean, he bumbled and fumbled, and we keep playing this clip of McCain, but there was that point where Obama said, "Let me be absolutely clear. Israel is a strong friend of Israel's. It will be a strong friend under Israel's under a McCain government administration." Right. I mean, if that was not confusing, I think that he does much better in speeches. This is why he does not do a lot of these press avails, and the press complains about the coverage that he allows for him.
So I think let's be clear. The Israel is is a close friend of Israel. The misstatement, right, is even remotely comparable to. Wait.
Not suggesting that, but I'm saying.
Wait, but let me play it, because I want to play some of what I think you may be talking about. Here it is.
I was in a conference in Germany over the weekend, and President Putin of Germany gave one of the old Cold War-style speeches as he addressed the conference there. Well, it's common knowledge and has been reported in the media that that Al-Qaeda is going back into Iran and receiving training and are coming back into Iraq from Iran. That's well known. I'm sorry. The Iranians are training extremists, not Al-Qaeda. Not Al-Qaeda. I'm sorry. And we have a lot of work to do, and I'm afraid that it's a very hard struggle, particularly given the situation on the Iraq-Pakistan border. First thing I would do is make sure that we have a missile defense system in place in Czechoslovakia and Poland. Reducing the energy supplies to Czechoslovakia. They cut the gas supplies, the oil supplies to the Republic of Czechoslovakia. Remember, the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic and Slovakia split years ago, and from time to time, some of us misstate and say Czechoslovakia, when the fact is it's the Czech Republic.
All right. Well, look, the end part here, Catherine, the part about the Czech Republic, I don't really care about. All right. I mean, I think that's basically irrelevant. Some of the other things I do think are more substantive, but the bottom line is the McCain camp is complaining that Obama's getting too much coverage, and yet, in my view, some of those other more substantive issues have not been covered that much. If Obama had made those mistakes, oh my goodness.
Well, that's obviously the curse of the press, is we don't cover the substance enough of the time. And McCain, if you remember during the primary, was the darling and carrying forward the reputation that he's had for so long about the Maverick, the Straight Talk Express. The reporters always loved him. His primary opponents were terribly frustrated that they felt he was getting the free ride and was beloved by the media. Well, now the worm has turned, and in fact, Obama is the hot story. He's the new story. He's the fresher story, and of course now he's over with his tour of Europe and the Middle East. It is the place that's going to get attention, and McCain better be careful about trying trying to bring back focus to him in the United States and the economy, because that may not be such a pretty picture.
Because General Clark was the subject of an enormous media story a while ago, which everyone was linking to Barack Obama. This comment that you made about John McCain and about his military service and about what it meant to his credentials to be president. And the media and the right, but it wasn't just the right, the media went crazy over this story, and yet there's this notion out there that somehow Obama's not being covered, and yet the Obama camp had to distance itself from you and spank you and do whatever to make this story die.
Well, look, that's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned.
But forget about the substance of that. I mean, I'm asking about the coverage. I mean, didn't you feel at that time that Obama's or your flubs were being overstated in that case?
Well, I think they were taken out of context, then misstated, and then you know, shrieks of personal attacks came. That's pretty much the methodology that happens mostly with right-wing media. I hate to say this, but you know, I went through a presidential campaign. I've watched this for 5 years now. And there is a way in which there's a sort of a right-wing three-step. First, they take the remark out of context. Then they distort the remark. And then they attack personally. So, I mean, it's just, it's a methodology. And the truth is that John McCain, he may get more attention from the media if he runs a stronger campaign. Running a good campaign and getting media attention is part of the art of politics. And right now, one side's doing it a whole lot better than the other.
Tara, I'm giving you the final word on this.
You know, listen, there's no, mistaking that media has a love affair with Barack Obama for many good reasons. He is a more charismatic candidate. But let me just say, it's not just Republicans or the McCain campaign that believes in this coverage, this unbalanced coverage. 50% of Americans polled in a poll out today believe that the reporters are more favorable toward Barack Obama.
Well, that should help
raises
McCain,
a serious question.
That should help McCain. If you can link the media with Barack Obama, that's good news for McCain, right?
Well, and I think it raises questions on how we are covering these campaigns. There was another report that showed how much these two campaigns were being covered and showed a clear unequal balance between the two. We need to close that gap and cover those substantive issues.
When the lobbyist story broke, but the headline was a possible affair with McCain, New York Times, his fundraising went up tremendously. If you link the media and Obama, it helps him with the more conservative
The same
elements.
media that are with Obama right now on his trip were not with McCain on his trip to Iraq. So, you know, look at the distinctions there.
And part of the distinction is that McCain challenged Obama to go to Iraq, and as a result, he did.
It's not news for McCain to go to Iraq.
General Wesley Clark, Catherine Cryer, Tara Wall, thanks a lot.